We're here with Tarleton football head coach Cary Fowler to talk about the 2012 signing class. Coach, it was a big day yesterday. What was your overall view of the day?
Excited about getting some of the guys in. You know, we didn't lose many guys that we got on campus. I think we were talking last night. There's 2 or 3 that we got on campus that we offered scholarships that decided to go elsewhere, and a couple of them are Division I. So, you know, we got the guys that we targeted. We felt like we got the guys across the board that we had. Matter of fact, at every position that we had targeted as our number 1 guy, we ended up being able to get them. I hope our evaluations are good, and I think they will. We get kids with high character. You look at their classroom success, their off the field success, and almost every player that we signed was a team captain. And that says a lot, because you got to get guys that are known to be leaders, so that you don't have to try to show them how to lead once they get here. So overall, I thought that we had a lot of success. A lot of the rules in recruiting are changing with the junior college, and not a lot of transfers coming in, and we didn't have a lot of scholarships. After this signing class takes the field, Ross, we'll have 75 of our 100 next fall that will be sophomore status or less. So we've been young for a while, and we're still young, but we got young guys that's played a lot too. But I'm excited about the future and excited about these guys coming in, especially the size and some of the speed and things that we can be able to try to get on the field. A lot of these guys will be able to play early for us, I think.
Okay, now you talked about some character guys and the academic success they have. How does that play into the football aspect?
Well, you got to be able to run complicated systems. We can always say that you got to have simple systems. Well, if you're real simple, with the athletes in the Lone Star Conference, if you're real simple, their athletes are as good as your athletes, and you've got to be able to run complex systems, and we got to be able to get some things in there that our kids are have to think and have to adjust on the run. I think that's the number 1 quality of a leadership, is a great leader is able to adjust and adapt to the circumstances, and that was one thing that we were really looking for. The other thing is this: when you get guys in and you're investing money given to me by the university to give scholarships to, you want to be able to invest that money with students that can compete in the classroom, and that you don't have to worry about guys not going to class, guys not doing what you're asking them to do. And I think if you recruit guys that do just that, then you don't have to worry about that near as much.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into the actual players now. Let's start with the offensive side of the ball.
We try to hit every position. We try to actually sign a football team, and with the young guys, the first thing we'll start with a quarterback, and just signed 1 quarterback this time. But Matthew Bishop out of Alito was a big sign for us. The thing that made Matt is he's never lost a playoff game. He lost 2 games this year for the first time in his career. The first 2 games, and he was 0-2, and he came back. He gets a lot of gets a lot of heat that he had a great running back. Well, the thing about it is that running back didn't pass for 3,000 yards the last 2 back-to-back years, and I know he was a great player. But Matthew brings a lot of leadership to us. He brings a lot of confidence, and the way we describe confidence is hard work, and I think that's what he brings more than anything. Is the kid works hard, is always preparing, and just bringing his leadership and his ability to compete and win. And he said that to me. He said, "Coach, don't talk about winning a championship. I want us to be able to win multiple championships. We've just won 3 in a row, and I don't believe in winning just 1." So it was exciting just to see his confidence, and it wasn't the ego. There's a distinct difference. And we visited 7 quarterbacks, and as you can see, we offered 1. So we may sign 1 more. Just kind of forget they have to go through a process of seeing where they are mentally. And Matt, he passed everything with flying colors. I'm excited about him. Going on the wide receivers, that was is really not as much of a need for us, but we had some guys in there that we felt like were Division I football players that did some great things, and we got all of our receivers returning next year, but they get some guys in here that we can compete with them. The first one is Dominic Martin out of Lancaster, and he averaged 24 yards a catch. That's phenomenal. And the opposite side of him, he had a receiver that signed at UTEP. And to have a Division I receiver and then he caught he's a big play guy. He's a vertical threat. He runs track. The thing that really impressed me about him was talk about that classroom was his class rank. Same thing with Matthew. Matthew where his class rank is and where his test score is. Dominic's in the top 10% of his class, and he's a great student, and academics are important, and that was a big thing. And plus, he can run, and he feels like he wants to play now. A lot of guys say they'll get redshirted. Am I going to get, he says, Coach, whatever we got to do, but I want to play now. And his confidence of where he is as a football player really impressed me. Andrew Plata out of Woodrow Wilson, another guy that can, he can play both sides of the ball. We like him at wide receiver. And but he has the physical stature to go over and play defense too, and he's a 6-foot guy that 180 pounds, caught for 900 yards, led Woodrow Wilson to the first district champion in quite a few years when undefeated, got beat in the playoffs, but really took over. And the coaches talk about it. 7:15 in the morning, he's there before school starts working out. He's getting guys around him to do that. His grandfather was the dean of the special education department at Commerce, so he comes from beating them. We had to beat Commerce on him too, knowing the family background. But it was just exciting to get him in with his character. Cason Fornes, name sounds familiar. That's it's the late Buddy Fornes' grandson. And here's the thing, this kid can play. Now he just turned 17 years old, so he's a youngster. He really should be going into his he should be a junior in high school right now. And he's a young guy. He has the frame to add weight. And I think Cason's 170 pounds, somewhere thereabouts, 6 foot tall, but he's got broad shoulders. The thing that was impressive with him is the way that he can run. He's been clocked on the track in spikes in a 4.28, somewhere in that area, and 4.3, and on grass at camps he ran a 4.4. He led the entire San Antonio area in receiving, and it was a third-team All-State guy. So he comes. He's not here. Like I told him in the interview, you're not here because your grandfather coached here. You're here because you're a great football player. And the same thing goes with Tate Whitten. Tate, son of Coach Whitten that was here. But he's been coming to our camps for a long, long time, and being able to see Tate grow up and catch the football when he's catching balls from that we're throwing to him, and being able to see him firsthand. He played in the wishbone offense as a junior, and they didn't throw the ball at all. But he kept coming to camp, and he had a good year. Made some really big catches in some big games. Tate will be a kid that will redshirt. He's going to get taller. He got big hands, and he's a long kid that's going to really grow. And I'm excited about what Tate can do. The running backs, Billy Medford. It was a high school son. Billy played for a good friend of mine, and it was kind of one of those deals that he called, Coach, we really want him to go there. He came to visit us, and he canceled some of the top Division II teams in Missouri and Kansas that they came down to recruit him. He canceled them all and committed to us. Played quarterback. So here, he played running back. He played quarterback. He was a defensive back. He played wide receiver. He came in and fly sweeps. He returned kicks. He does a lot of things. And I really like where Billy is. He's an all-state guy as a defensive back. He's an all-state guy as a running back, and an all-state guy as an athlete. Billy brings a lot to the table for us, can do a lot of different things. He's got great balance, great vision. But, you can flip him over and play defense and be equally as good as he could on the offensive side of the ball. And we can do that with him, although we do like him on the offensive side. Von Smith, we signed out of San Mateo Junior College. Von's here right now. Big play running back, played in the old wishbone or flex bone option offense out of the fullback position, and to be able to hit the line of scrimmage and make cuts that fast was really impressive. It really impressed us with Vaughn. He's a big play guy. You can really see him on his highlight tape just run away from people. And in that California league with some of those guys that can really fly, you'll see Vaughn really, hit it and makes. And he's a great kid too. Does a lot of, he's always yes sir, no sir, and it was really impressed with him since he's been here. Offensive line, we had to sign. We needed some young players, and we needed a couple older players. We've got most of our offensive line coming back, and they were all mostly freshmen for us last year. But Xavier Rubin was a big sign for us. We needed a center. And if you watch us play much, you've seen the ball get snapped over the head and things that we kind of did. We really needed a center. And we had to find, we searched all over from California, Mississippi, Florida, Texas. I mean, we were all over looking for a center that could come in and play immediate. Xavier Rubin, and he's here now, played at Blinn Junior College. Actually had a year to go back. But we was able to get him in here. He signed at Baylor coming out of high school, one of the top 60 offensive guards in the country. He was an all-around athlete, track, baseball, basketball, and he's a better man than he is football player. I got a lot of great compliments on him just on campus from professors and the way that he carries himself and represents it. Like, if this is what we're about, we're excited. And his mother's done a great job of raising him, and we're excited about having him in because he can make a difference for us because he's a big athletic center that something that we haven't seen here in a long time, and we're excited about him. Lau, now I tell Lau all the time, I can't say any of Lau's names. He has 13 vowels in his first name, so we just call him Lau. All right, but Lau, we got out of Golden West Junior College, and it says 330. He hasn't seen that in a while. He's about 360 pounds, 365 pounds for us right now. He's here on campus. Powerful young man, was an all-conference guard in our spread offense. The way that he can kick, he's got great feet. He's got unbelievable punch. Bench presses over 500 pounds, and when he sets and punches, you know, he's going to bring something, and he can anchor down on those defensive tackles. Well, we got big boy to quite a bit this year. Was in the core. Lau has enough beef to kick back, and we can punch and hold a point to protect the quarterback. And we're really excited about him. And he's a great kid, and we're just really excited about having him and the way that he works. Our freshmen that we signed, we're really excited about their size. You know, Damon Corward out of Vista Ridge is a, you know, he was the guy we really liked early. He was one of the first guys Coach Minio went in to see him, and 6'6", 290 pounds, competes. Got a great mom and dad that follow his career and there for support. And we had, you know, the Lone Star Conference was all over him. He had multiple visits. He was an early commit to us, and I don't like early commits. I do like them, but when they early commit, you got to really hold on because that's when people really will start recruiting against him, and I'm really excited about him. Blake Adnip out of Seymour High School, 6'9". We measured him bare feet, 6'9". Actually, he's a little bit over 6'9", and 320 pounds. And athletic kid that's never on the ground. I went and watched him play a high school game, and you watch him playing defense and be able to move like a defensive lineman and then play offense. And you know, it was hard to see a big man reach and block a 5'10". In single A, there's a lot of 5'10" defensive linemen. Be able to bend and get down and get those blocks was really impressive. Then watch him play basketball. He's averaging 13 points a game and quite a few rebounds, and see the big man run the court. We're really excited because you don't get a chance. We never had a 6'9" guy here. Most of the time you had to get those guys out of junior college as a transfer and be able to get him. I think he was a Division I miss in the Tarleton, Texas. Excited to have him. As we are Cody Stevens. All these young offensive linemen are big. Cody Stevens out of Crosby High School. Family is from Stephenville. So what was our in on it? Actually, they had moved and went to Gatesville, and he's got a lot of family still in the area. He, again, 6'9". He was 305 pounds when he came in here. Him and Blake, you know, bring that size, and Damon does too at 6'6". I mean, there's not, when I'm looking up, there's not a lot of difference to me at 6'6", 6'9", because they're a whole lot bigger than I am. And really excited about what Cody can bring. Athletic, great feet. He had offers at some Division I AA's that we had to keep fighting through, and just lucky and fortunate to have these young linemen. And Cody brings that to us. And great size, and he can reach blocks. And when a big man can step like that, but the thing about it was he was 6'7" and 165 pounds as a sophomore, and his body's grown, and you can see him start to grow. His best football is way in front of him. Marcos Dominicos out of San Antonio Marshall, 6'5" kid. Really liked him. Brought him in. Coach Minio got on him and recruited him. Really liked him. I like he's a little heavier than those guys are. They're 6'9" are a lot more leaner, and Marcos can play an inside guard for us, and we're excited about getting him in here. As we are, Kevin Day will be a guard. Kevin Day out of Woodrow Wilson. Needs to lose a little weight. You know, he played about 315. He's gained a little bit. He'll get it down. He does a great job, and he's a good man. Talked to his mother on the telephone, and what a great family that they are. And young man's a great student. You know, and all of them are. You know, Cody Stevens is a great student. All these kids are, and we're excited about him. Billy Miller out of Meridian, 6'4", 315 pounds, basketball player too. As most of these young guys are at the smaller schools. So excited about him. He's valedictorian of his class. In certain sections of the test, he's got 31 on the ACT. In certain sections, I think he was a 28 or 27 overall. The coaches rave about his leadership and his ability to get kids to do things. It was all the off the field. And he had Rice and Baylor that were on him early, and those things didn't get ready to go through. And we were sitting there waiting. And when he didn't get those offers to those places, it was really good to get on Billy. And Billy brings a lot to the table for us as a leader, as a student, and as a football player. And that covers our offense, and that's they're an exciting group of guys. From a couple running backs, young linemen, a couple transfer linemen, and then a quarterback. Which really, I think that if you look at every one of them, they're an all-state guy. They're this, and a first-team all-district team captain. They bring a lot to the table, and that kind of gets our offense going.